Paul Harper's Big Interviews with weatherseal.co.uk for windows, doors, conservatories and roofline.
James Dean Bradfield, Nicky Wire, Manic Street Preachers in the studio this afternoon. Welcome, lads.
Hiya.
Yodel.
You just missed the lunch trolley with the sandwiches. Sorry.
We've made up for that. Early flight this morning, but we've already, partaken in some good food.
Some good Scottish fried substance.
I've had some crisps and a pasty. I've started off the day well.
Yes. Or what they call, if you put a pie in a roll, that's called a govan breakfast.
Never had that.
No, neither have I. I think that'll be probably the last thing I eat if I ever do eat one.
I think that's what I'm on for breakfast tomorrow.
Hey, Manics have got this great new greatest hits coming out, National Treasures. And it's looking back on everything that you ever released pretty much is on there.
Every single, right from Motown Jank back in the 1991, was it? Right through to This Is the Day, 38 singles, so it is nice. It's a real career summing up.
And does that, in a way that would scare me when you go, well, there's all your work, all the work that you've released as a single, should I say, from 1991, there it is in a small box, boom.
Yeah, it does. It can be a bit scary. I mean, you look at it, you listen to it, and you kind of the production and the records change, and you hear your voice change a bit, and you see the trousers change and the hairstyles change. But it's kind of cool to see that to put it bluntly, that we've been around for so long. Our career spans the cassette single to the download kind of thing.
I know, look at that. When you say it like that, and does it scare you that people now introduce you as veterans?
I think we've come to terms with it. For a long time you're raging against it, and you always want to be new and current and relevant. But once you get past 40, you kind of find it. You make your own world then, and you just accept it.
How old are you, lads?
42.
Yeah, 42.
Oh, because I'm feeling like the pace a little bit because I was at a wedding on Saturday and I'm still hungover now on Monday.
Right.
The other thing is that, so maybe you can tell me what happens for the next 12 years. We ended up talking about FIFA 12 at the start of the night, which was quite good, game. But it developed into talking about who's growing the best vegetables.
There's a bit of the good life that creeps in the conversation. Definitely. But no,
I'm a bit more Margot.
Sex, drugs and rock and roll turns into watched Beech Grove Garden last night.
I think you do increasingly turn to sport. I mean, we're always big sport heads, and he's just an absolute sport and that. But I think you get into the stats world of sport basically as you get older.
Just before the mics went on, I should tell everyone that, of course, Wales will not be going to the Euros, and Scotland are leaving it till the last minute. It's okay because we've got something easy to do. We only have to beat Spain in Spain. Should be right. But then I said, James has said, I think Wales are building a good team for the future, and I said, good luck. But actually, I take that all back because we've got Wales qualifying for the World Cup.
That'll be a couple of good weekends, though, wouldn't it?
Would you go to that? Would you come
I don't know. It depends if we're world champions in the rugby by then. If we are, I'll be going everywhere.
Happily cheering on Wales in the rugby.
Indeed. Yeah, I've really enjoyed getting up early. I love getting up early for sport. I find it really boring when people say, we've got it in our home country. It's like, but that takes the sort of magic away of getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and watching a game and feeling excited.
Although you're lucky because I know that you go out and work very hard every day or in the studio, but you're lucky that you don't have to go to an office at 9.
True, there is that aspect to it. There is.
You just throw sickie, don't you?
The World Cup's on for a month. Oh, I've got this really bad cold. This is from National Treasures, A Design for Life. If I've ever got space to play a Manic song, I'd like to go for this one, if that's cool with you.
Of course.
Yes, please.
Manic Street Preachers here on Real Radio this lunchtime. Real Radio, Manic Street Preachers, A Design for Life. James and Nicky in the studio. I just committed the cardinal sin of speaking over a song of the artist while they're in the studio.
It's okay. It was just the drumming. It was just the drumming at the end.
I'm usually screaming on the mic stand by the end of that anyway. So.
I heard you put in some tickets. Thank you very much for this special one-off show you're doing, playing all the greatest hits. Are you going to play it in the same order that it's on the album?
Probably not, but we're going to do all 38, which is a huge undertaking,
How long will that gig be?
Well, I think with an interval, because we'll have to have some oxygen and a massage and some chocolate, probably be 3 hours. I think we're going to start at 7:30 and try and get off by about 11:15.
I don't know, if we're doing 38 songs, I think I might drag the talk in between the songs and just kind of pace it a bit, just pace it,
Yeah.
One after the other. Do you put in tickets for our Help for Heroes auction coming up on Friday?
Yes.
That's great.
It's a pair of tickets, yeah. It would be churlish not to. It's a big old gig, the O2.
Exactly. That's going to be something special. You've had some special gigs here.
Yeah.
Think about the nights you've had here in the tea in the parks and everything else.
I mean, kind of, and also, Barrowlands, we've played there about 12 times now, I think, something like that.
And we've never had a bad show there.
No.
After you play 3, you get to keep it.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Keep it
I'd love to keep that floor, the bouncy floor in the Barrowlands.
And to be honest, the first time we played King Tut's, Wawa Hut was just amazing. It was just brilliant.
22 years ago, whatever it was, 21 years ago.
Let me get some violin music just for the olden days. It's all those times ago. I tell you what, I'm going to go for your new song next. So just hang with us. We've got latest traffic coming up in a second on Real Radio, hanging out with Manic Street Preachers this afternoon. By the way, if you want to bid for those tickets for the O2 gig coming up later in the year, you can right now on realradio.co.uk for Help for Heroes Day this Friday. Real Radio, thanks for listening. Paul Harper with Manic Street Preachers in the studio. James Dean Bradfield, Nicky Wire in the studio. We're just having a more chat about football during KT Tunstall. Whether or not the old firm will ever go to England. And our thoughts are no.
I'm not getting involved with that.
I've got my fishing rod out there, but there's nothing.
Stupid?
So funny. Who was it? Someone from X Factor came up, and not knowing the ins and outs, is obviously you guys are very well versed in what not to say. And I think they went onto the pitch somewhere, just not thinking of anything, to do the charity draw. And of course, you go on one side, and then all of a sudden that's it. Oh well, that's it. They support whoever. We're never buying it. That's why the old firm have the same sponsor. Do you know that? Because before, if it was separate companies, then just one half of the city would stop using whatever it was.
Kevin Cummins, a famous enemy photographer, he would only ever fly. What was it? He wouldn't fly United Airlines.
Yeah, because he's a City fan.
Oh, because of Man United. Let's just get back to this National Treasures. It's available on iTunes as an iTunes LP. What's an iTunes LP? I don't know.
I think you get a lot of extra footage that we film, track by tracks, blah de blah.
Nicky did the graphics. Or you worked on the graphics for the sleeve.
Yeah, something I enjoy doing.
But you've not seen it yet.
I've seen the roughs and the chromelins and all that, but I haven't seen the finished album in my hand yet.
It'd be nice.
But it's very beautiful. It was done in Big Pit in South Wales, which is a kind of museum pit now, and the biggest and best in Europe. And it involves brass bands, lipstick, lots of glamour and great uniforms.
Sounds like an average Saturday night out.
More than average.
You did a picture for the NME magazine holding all past singles to promote National Treasures.
Yeah.
They had them all in the archive there at Sony?
Unfortunately not. No, I had to take my own collection. I am a Bill Wyman-esque archiver of the band, I am. And I was told, a panic ensued, and I was like, could you go in your attic and bring some of yours, because we can't find many of them. The thing is that there's been so many mergers and different companies taken over while we've been on Sony Records that I think everything had been mislaid.
Let me go for the new song from the album. I thank you for coming in, and I'm maybe going to ring you up when it comes to the qualifiers for the next lot of games when Scotland are playing Wales.
Feel free.
You come down and stay in our studio. It's right by the stadium.
Got that on tape?
You're 10-minute walk from the stadium.
Yeah.
By the way, saying it counts as an audio contract, so yes, thanks. I'll be there in a second. Let's go for the new song. This is a cover of a tune you like, so you put it on. Is that basically it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a song from 1983, going back a wee bit. A band called The, which is a guy called Matt Johnson, and it's just kind of, it's quite an optimistic song for us to cover, really, which people don't usually associate us with triumphant optimism, but we went for it.
Thank you for coming, and I'm looking forward to that staying at your studio. Don't think they're joking, please. Thanks again, and make sure you pick it up. Is it still the same date, 31st October for National Treasures?
Indeed.
Yes.
Great. Manics here at Real Radio. Thank you.
Paul Harper's Big Interviews with weatherseal.co.uk for windows, doors, conservatories and roofline.